AI Q&A session with Puneet Singh and Kapil Dhiman.
Now, actually, before we my tech team takes care of the questions, I think I would like to ask a few myself. So, you mentioned that AI is hallucinating. I know we've heard this term a lot of times, but maybe not everybody's familiar. Can you explain what is an AI hallucination?
Sure. So in earlier years, we used to define narrow models that were adept at doing one task perfectly well. And in 2017, Google came out with the transformer architecture, where they said, why don't we take all the publicly available data that's available internet-wide and try to create one model which is the biggest model, general purpose, that can solve everything. Now, when we did that, we were able to create linguistic patterns. The way these transformer technology works is it mathematically predicts the next word. So next time you're on ChatGPT, you say hello. The next logical response is a hello. Now, this is the same concept that is powering a lot of complex generations today. Now, when we do that, the patterns start to emerge, but there are corner cases where the patterns go wrong, and that's when we say hallucination. So, if I ask ChatGPT today, what is Olga's favorite hobby, and probably they do not have that information, and we force it to create something, then it would be able to, probably say Olga loves skydiving. Which may or may not be correct. That's when we say, the AI is hallucinating.
It has to do with something inside the AI consciousness, or it has to do with the mistakes of the machine learning process?
I think it has to do with the data that is utilized to train these AI models, or the patterns that AI finds in these data sets. When things do not fit that pattern, then we say it's hallucinating. And the beautiful part is, the way this technology works, hallucination at the core is necessary for it to work, because when it is trying to predict the next word, it is trying to find a pattern, and that's what makes this technology work.
That's interesting. Now, actually, what AI tools are you using yourselves?
Yeah, so I'm a builder. I leverage the democratized AI technology that's available and build my own tools. But then ChatGPT has become the biggest tool, general purpose tool for everybody to start understanding what capabilities of this platform is at a consumer level. And then we are seeing tools across the life cycle. Recently, Google's I/O, they released a bunch of new innovations, from protein folding to video creation. The capabilities have grown massively in the video generation today.
Yeah, I mean, you are in a somewhat tech privileged position to develop something to use yourself. Yeah. Let's say there was news last week. I don't know if you guys heard that Elon Musk is integrating Grok into the Telegram ecosystem. I'm using Grok myself very often. I can't say it's super smart. I'm sorry, Elon. But I know a lot of people use DeepSeek. I know a lot of people are fans of ChatGPT. What are you using, Kapil?
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. Okay, you're that family. Okay, we actually have some questions already. I can read them out loud. I don't know if you can see them on that screen. How can we prevent the risk of quantum computers to blockchain? Here's to Kapil, I guess.
Yeah. The risk of quantum computers to so there are two answers to this. Number one is existing blockchains, and number two is building up a foundationally new infrastructure. The existing blockchains to transition to quantum secure network, as per my understanding, there is only one way, and that is a hard fork. Because the way it works is the encryption that you use to make a blockchain secure, that's embedded in the Genesis block, the first block that gets mined, and all the following blocks keep on following the same encryption. So unless you create a hard fork and start a new blockchain with a new encryption, which has to be post-quantum secure, the problem will persist. You can prolong or delay the threat, but you cannot prevent it outrightly 100% unless you move to post-quantum cryptography.
Okay.
So for existing blockchains, it has to be hard fork. And for new blockchains, of course, you get the opportunity to build something ground up. And that's why I see in the next 5 years, there'll be a new cycle that will come out from the existing, let's say, 10 blockchains, 2 will survive, 8 will die out, and the balance 8 will be new blockchains which are foundationally new.
Ah, interesting. So it's a challenge for now, for
Yes.
existing blockchains. Okay. Next question. What are your thoughts on the new Google Veo 3 and how its technology can affect our social media landscape? That's interesting.
Yeah, so as I was saying, right, Google's I/O has become recently popular for its video generation capabilities and even the image generation. You saw my slides today, a lot of them were created by Google Gemini. I spoke to a lot of people who run the media agencies. They're worried that their business will get disrupted, but we'll see a lot of content. So if yesterday the content was 1x, we'll see probably 100x content over the next few years that's going to be put out, which means more personalization for everybody and more content available for everybody, for every audience.
Okay. Now, we had the question about the hallucination already. So, which AI tools would you recommend to beginners? ChatGPT, Perplexity, again, DeepSeek, Grok, anything?
So I think ChatGPT is a good place to start, but then depending on the kind of things that you want to do, very specific vertical AI solutions will come into picture. Google Veo 3 is, for example, for video creation. There are different tools for different things. Perplexity is trying to become the next search engine, a big competitor to Google and trying to disrupt the search space.
Kapil, which tools would you recommend to beginners?
Completely depends which category of beginners are we talking about. If it is somebody who's on the development side of things, so like Puneet mentioned,
Well,
that's
there
different.
was a question about, I think, no, it was a previous one about social media. Yeah, I think let's break it down to personal application and business application.
So from a personal standpoint, absolutely ChatGPT and Grok is the go-to. It does not, you actually can do practically anything and everything that you want from that. We are, in my company as well, we are currently building an AI-based gaming platform, and we have built more than 100 games relying on ChatGPT.
Okay.
So that's how deep it can go, and this whole marketplace will go live next month where people can come, build games, deploy games, make money. Everything has been done using ChatGPT. So existing platforms that exist in the market, they have enough potential. It's all about you knowing how to use them. So what I always say is, unless you are an expert like Puneet, you have the ability to learn new platforms. If that's not the case and you're a beginner, deep dive into what's easily available and for which you get a lot of tools to learn about. So that's why ChatGPT and Grok, I always recommend these two to anybody.
I think even for developers exclusively, a lot of code generation capabilities have improved over the years. So things like GitHub Copilot are available. There are new players like Whisper that are helping developers. And we are also seeing a lot of this AI, new age AI, being embedded into systems that we generally use. So for example, Microsoft Office, right? It's augmented with AI capabilities. We use Photoshop, we use Adobe products. They're trying to get the AI integrations available at the touch points where we utilize existing platforms. So we'll see a lot of AI across the existing apps that you already use.
Now, I like speaking about jobs, and you mentioned the business applications, and it's actually something that we've been talking a lot about during AIBC conferences. It's a question everyone asks: is AI going to take our jobs? It's going to optimize a lot of business processes, first of all, and most of all, right? Of course, it's going to take someone's job, but that's for the best. So, which jobs are most at risk of being eliminated due to AI?
Okay.
In your industry,
Yeah.
or maybe general, I don't know, but maybe in your industry.
Generally speaking, the expectations are changing across the horizon. So if for a media company, the expectation is to produce 100 times more content, right? Even if they get 100 times more productive, I think the job landscape will remain the same. The definition of tasks in a job will change definitely, and jobs will evolve over time to be more AI native. Probably some things we don't have typical jobs that were existent 50 years ago. We have very new age jobs today. I think similarly the trend will continue. We'll have some new age jobs that will be available tomorrow that we are not even able to imagine today with AI coming in. And there is a huge outburst of AI that's going out, and so a huge job creation that's already happening in the AI front. Probably some jobs, traditional jobs, will go away.
Well, to my mind, I always see AI as making you more efficient. So, if it was taking you to do a specific job 8 hours earlier, with the AI tools that are available in the market right now, it should ideally take you 4. If you are not able to adapt to it, if you are not able to learn these tools to make your job efficient, that's when your job becomes redundant, and that's when you will lose your job. Not AI is not going to replace the jobs of people who are adapting to it or using these tools to become more and more efficient. And this is going to be across the industries, whether it is game development. Are you able to use the AI tools which are existing in the market to make the process of game development faster and more efficient? If the answer is yes, you're on the payroll. If the answer is no, you want to stick by the old traditional ways, you're out. Similarly, in the infrastructure business, in the media business, in the social media business, right?
That's true.
Everywhere, you have to start adapting to these new tools to make your job efficient. That reduces cost of the company, that increases the speed of go-to-market for any company, and that's what eventually the businesses will revolve around. How can I go to market faster? How can I achieve the same task in lesser cost? AI has to be used for that. If you're able to do that, your job is safe. If not, you're out.
That's true. Everybody, have you heard that? Okay.
And human ambition is endless, right? So that'll keep the inflow of jobs and work all our way. So I think there'll be new jobs, but nobody will be out of a job if you want to do.
That's true. I was listening to a podcast last week. I don't know if you were able to say the name of the podcast anyway, from decent AI experts, and they were mentioning that actually the pace of AI learning is so quick to the extent of, let's say, in 5 years, everyone may have a personal AI agent for both business use and personal use, right? Like a personal AI agent which caters to your own needs, which not only learns by a big amount of data, but by your own personal data, which is
100%.
very exciting.
Yeah.
Now, I saw the last question. I really love it. Is AI and quantum computing going to bring us the next crypto bull run?
100%. 100%.
Okay.
I think it'll move the technology forward and opportunities will emerge 100%.
That's true. It's a good transition to our next track, which is about crypto. So, gentlemen, thank you so much. Again, everyone, Puneet Singh, Kapil Dhiman, a big round of applause, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Olga.
Make
Thank
sure
you.
to catch up with both of them off stage, to catch them at networking events, because this is a unique opportunity to mix and mingle with top experts on blockchain, quantum computing, and AI. And thank you again. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.